Oh, right. Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we are jumping right into session 16. And what a session it was. We're talking about a story that's literally unfolding in two different places at the exact same time with just as much desperation in each.
So you've got this wild split screen thing happening. On one side, half the party is deep underground, digging up some seriously dark family secrets. And on the other, well, the rest of them are trying to hold a town together that's just about to completely fall apart. It's a total pressure cooker.
So, here's how we're going to tackle this. First up, we'll get into all the secrets they found in Labazluch. Then, we're going to jump over to the chaos happening in Phandalin. After that, we'll see how these two very different situations crash into each other with a huge new threat. And to wrap it all up, we'll follow that desperate scramble for safety. All right, let's get right into it. Part 1, The Secrets of Lab Usluch. Our story kicks off way down deep in this hidden lab, and the party wakes up to find this mysterious woman who, it turns out, knows everything about Whiffer's past. And this is her, Vildara Moonshine. We learn she's this ancient elf druid, a super close friend of Whiffer's parents. And boy, does she drop a bombshell. She finally reveals the incredibly dark, twisted story behind the birth of Whiffer and his sister, a secret she's been sitting on for, well, a very, very long time. So it all goes back to Whiffer's dad, Rickard. Turns out, he was obsessed with this forbidden knowledge he called bioarcane. See, there was this prophecy, and Rickard thought he could, supercharge his unborn son by magically connecting him to the weave. He was convinced it was the only way. And this is where it gets really messed up. The procedure was called attuned radiant therapy, and it was even darker than it sounds. Rickard's partner in this, a literal devil named Raphael, was secretly corrupting the whole thing. And when Rickard finally figured it out, he completely lost it, smashed this giant tank, and inside was a captive tortured angel. That's where all the power was coming from. Just, wow. And then Whiffer finds this final video log from his father. It's absolutely heartbreaking. Rickard just lays it all out. He apologizes, says he trusted the wrong people, and reveals he spent all these years chasing even more forbidden magic, trying to bring Whiffer's mother, Mila, back from the dead. He was even living under a fake name, Dr. Jacques Vance, just trying to clean up his mess and protect his son. Okay, so while all that heavy family drama is happening underground, let's switch gears and head over to Phandalin, because at the very same time, Boris is facing his own trial by fire. This was a massive test for him, not just as a healer, but as a leader. You have to remember, it was just one cleric, Boris. And he's suddenly responsible for dozens and dozens of injured gnome refugees pouring in from Gnomengard. We're talking catastrophic injuries, including their lead engineer, Fibblestip. The situation was just completely overwhelming. And as if that wasn't enough, he's also dealing with an angry mob. The local human miners are furious, demanding their own people get treated first, yelling about the freeloading gnomes. The whole town was a powder keg, ready to explode. This is where we see Boris really step up. It's a perfect example of his growth. He uses his magic to keep the gnomes alive, and then, get this, he casts calm emotions on the mob. Just completely de-escalates the entire situation and convinces them to help instead. I mean, talk about a masterclass in crisis management. Okay, so you've got these two insane, high-stress situations happening in parallel. And just when you think things can't possibly get any worse, both groups get the exact same terrifying piece of news at the exact same time. So back in the lab, this mysterious cloaked guy just walks out of a wall that wasn't even there a second ago, and his message is chilling. He tells them a huge organized orc army isn't just coming, they're making a beeline straight for the lab. Their hidden little safe spot? Yeah, that's about to be ground zero. And literally, at almost the same moment, over in Phandalin, the pirate Bajak shows up, and guess what he says? You got it. The same orc army is real. It's organized, and it's less than 2 days away from hitting the town that's already falling apart at the seams. And then, a sending stone message zips between the two groups, and suddenly they realize, oh no, this is real. Both reports are true. They're being pincered by the same enemy. And just like that, they have to scramble and coordinate a massive evacuation. They need one place, one fortress, where they can all make a stand. Right, so this is where this session just ratchets up the tension to a whole new level.
The clock is ticking down. They have to get everyone out of Phandalin. But, of course, not everyone is on board with the plan. Halia Thornton, who we know is a Zentarum agent, basically says, "I'm out." She claims the leadership is incompetent and convinces the two dwarf prospectors, Norbus and Daslin, to just ditch everyone and make a run for Waterdeep. It's a huge betrayal that splits the survivors right when they need to be united the most. So where are they all running to? A place called Axelholm. It's this ancient dwarven fortress that was later taken over by elven druids and, get this, hidden away by powerful magic. It sounds like the perfect refuge, right? Well, Valdara then reveals it's got a pretty big, pretty dark secret. Yeah, that perfect refuge, it's not exactly empty. Velder admits that it's actually filled with her former druid kin, who were twisted by an ancient curse and turned into cannibalistic ghouls. She couldn't bring herself to kill them, so she just sealed them inside. Yikes. And just before they leave, one last little piece of the puzzle falls into place. Remember that cloaked guy who warned them about the orcs? Vidara tells them his name is Mr. Redir. And for those of you who've been paying attention, that should sound familiar. Redir backwards is Teeshog, as in the mysterious note, Teeshog alive at Falcons. It all connects. So this leaves us with an absolutely critical cliffhanger. As the party gets to Axelholm, they realize they have to fight their way through a fortress full of ghouls just to make it safe for the refugees who are right behind them with an entire orc army right behind them. So the big question is, have they found a sanctuary? Or have they just led everyone into a tomb?